This is a poem by Robert Browning, Andre del Sarto, द फॉर्मलेस पेंटर वेंटर, जो भी बोलना है। फिर कोई बात कहनी हो बीच में बस रुकना हो तो चलता रहो। फिर वो सब करने के बाद में नेक्स्ट पेज पे जाना है। Hello friends, welcome once again. I am Manish Maharshi, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Dunga College, Bikaner. We are resuming the poem Andre del Sarto by Robert Browning. It is subtitled as The Faultless Painter. As we have already discussed that it is a dramatic monologue and Andre is speaking to his wife Lucrezia. In the previous video we discussed that how Andre is trying to put the responsibility of his failure on Lucrezia, how he finds that she is not a complete woman who can inspire him, who can aspire for him for greatness in art. Today we will resume the next stanza and see what he wished to say. Now, first, I will read the stanza and then we will discuss what Andre wants to say. Had the mouth that urged God and the glory, never care for gain. The present by the future, what is that? Live for fame side by side with Angelo. Raphael is waiting, up to God, all three. I might have done it for you, so it seems, perhaps not. All is as God overrules. Besides, incentives come from the soul's self, the rest avail not. Why do I need you? What wife had Raphael or has Angelo? In this world, who can do a thing will not, and who would do it cannot. I perceive, yet the will's somewhat too the power, and thus we half men struggle at the end. God, I conclude, compensates, punishes. It is safer for me if the award be strict that I am somewhat underrated here. Poor thing, long while despised to speak the truth. Andre here continues throwing the responsibility of his failure as an artist on Lucrezia. He says that Lucrezia has charmed him with her beautiful face and alluring voice, and he, like a charmed bird, caught into her snare and did whatever she wished from him. He says that someone aspire for greatness for their men. Some women aspire for greatness for their men, but Lucrezia is not among them. She always wanted petty materialistic things for him and from him. Andre says that the mouth of Lucrezia that urged for the basic worldly things could have also urged him for God and the glory. If she had not cared for monetary profits and asked for future security and the immediate needs, Andre feels that Lucrezia has always demanded the materialistic worldly things and cared only for getting these things and not for some artistic pursuit. He complains that all these demands from Lucrezia hampered his growth as an artist and she was not able to take the flights of imagination. Actually, he was not able to take the flights of imagination which Raphael and Angelo took. In a very taunting way, he says that what is that? Which means that Lucrezia cannot understand what is God and glory, what is fame, and how important it is in art. The divine flight, all these things are completely unknown to her. He is trying to taunt her in a very soft and subtle manner. She cannot even comprehend these things, but if she had understood this, he would have also lived along with Raphael and Angelo in fame in heaven. As Raphael and Angelo are already dead and waiting for Andre. But Andre's mind is so full of doubt and he is not certain about anything in his life. Just after complaining and blaming Lucrezia for his life's failure and demanding other things from her, he is not certain that even if she had these characteristics feature in her, he might be successful or not. He says, so it seems, perhaps not. Even if she had all these qualities, it is not certain that Andre would have achieved the great heights which he is aspiring for. Now, once again, Andre tosses up his mind, and instead of Lucrezia, he says that his life is, and in that case, everybody's life is overruled by God. Whatever happens in this world is all according to the wishes of God. And beside that, the real inspiration comes from the inside of the person himself. He does not need anybody. And Andre, in a definitive terms, says that nothing else matters, which means that the real inspiration is not outside, it is always from one's own soul, and the rest avails not. Nothing else matters. He rhetorically questions that why do I need you? He wishes he does not need Lucrezia and feels that wife is not important, as Raphael and Angelo had none, and still they achieved the great heights in art. They achieved that greatness because the divine inspiration was in their soul and not outside from someone else. So, the source of the divine imagination, the divine grace, the divine the divine light was coming from their own soul, from the inside of their spirit. So Andre feels that he is trying to comfort himself that he does not need Lucrezia in for achieving the greatness in art. Andre, in a philosophical tone, says that in this world, who can do a thing will not, and who would do it cannot. I perceive yet the will somewhat to the power, and thus we half men struggle. He tries to say that some people in this world can do things but they will not do, and there are others who will try to do but they cannot do, as some have power to do but not have art to do, and others have art to do but not enough means to do. Thus we have men who struggle in this world. Andre wishes to say that some people have talent but they lack the willpower to execute their talent, and others have willpower but they lack the talent. So we become the half man, as two two wings are needed to soar, so two things are needed to achieve greatness in art: talent and willpower. And if one is missing, the we became half, and we cannot take the great heights and flights of imagination and achieve the greatness in art. Andre puts that it is God in the end who is the final master. He makes the final judgment, he gives the reward, and he gives the punishment. Andre, in a very subtle and roundabout manner, complains even to the God. He says that he has been judged strictly. He feels that though he has been judged strictly, but it is safer for him, which means that his life and art is judged in a strict manner when compared to others. In an ironical manner, he says that it is safer for him if he is judged with strictness. All of a sudden, Andre starts self pity himself and says that he led a life of poverty for a long time and even hated and contempted for his poverty. Now, if we look closely, what Andre is trying to do, then we will come to know that he, in a very cunning and clever manner, putting his statement. He worked for French king who gave Andre some money to decorate his palace, but Andre used that money in building his own home. So he refers to that. He says that all day long he cannot leave his home for fearing the chance meeting with French lords and his people. Many a time, although they pass near him without saying a word, that is comfortable for him, but that is not always. Many a times they taunt to Andre about the stealing the money which Andre has used for himself. Andre says that he has to bear all these things silently. So when Andre tells us that he has stolen the money of French king, before this he says that he has lived a life in poverty. So we do not judge him stealing of the money in bad terms, but instead have pity for him.